Croeso I Bysgota Cymru. Welcome to Fishing in Wales.
About there, Lloyd. You should be alright, mate. Hi, my name's Joe Shaw. I'm a fishing guide from Pembrokeshire. My company's called Catch and Cook, and I take people out fishing on the west coast of Wales, usually on my kayaks, but we're winter fishing today. Obviously it's a bit too cold to be getting out on the kayak, so we're just going to be doing a bit of lure fishing on a really cool stretch of the coast. The route today is probably going to be about 3 miles, and we're going to fish probably 4 or 5 marks, depending on how we get on. If we're successful at the first couple, we might bypass the 3rd mark. We've got a few really good marks today to work with. As you can see, the sea isn't too bad today. There's been some really bad weather recently, which has really stopped us from getting to the marks. But not only have we got low wind today, we've got a low swell forecast as well, which means we can get right to the sea level, which is really important, because if you're fishing up high and you manage to catch a good fish, you just can't get down to land them half the time. So yeah, fingers crossed, we should be having a really good fun day today with Lloyd, and hopefully we'll catch a few fishies. Hey! Oh, have we got the net there, guys? Ah, pollock, tidy. So yeah, well done on your first little pollock, mate. Right, so at the minute, we're in a spot where I know we can get some good pollock and wrasse. There's always a chance of a bass, mackies, garfish, coalies, just your general sort of fish that you might get on a lure. But I know from this mark in particular that this is a wrasse and a pollock mark. I'd be surprised if we get anything else here. Nice little pollock, just taken on a 40-gram slow jig. Very small fish actually, very small lure. Lots of these slow jigs now are really compacted into small sort of profiles, and they absolutely send out. That fish was taken at about 80-90 yards. Today we've specifically chosen a stretch where we've got a handful of marks, so we'll probably spend about 45 minutes at each mark and then move on. And as we found here, it's quite quiet on the first mark, so we'll probably have another 10-15 minutes here and then move on to the next mark. Just on to mark number 2 now. After the first mark was quite quiet, don't give him an opportunity. It's the net just there. Hey.
Nice one, mate.
Nice, another nice little pollock here now. Again, taking on the jig. He took it quite close to the bottom. We're getting a few more bites now in this area, which is, I did think that was going to happen because it's a more productive mark. Yeah, Lloyd's just had one now. I lost a good fish about 10 minutes ago. Landed one now. It's only small, but it's good fun. Keeping you entertained. Fingers crossed we'll get a bigger one. Lloyd's into a nice fish here now again. We've just had a couple of small pollock up to about 1.5 pounds. There's obviously a shoal or something out there. Well, a shoal of pollock. They're obviously feeding quite hard. We're getting a fisher cast at the minute. Whoa! Whoa! You're getting spooled there, mate. That was a... That's a fish. Right, just... Whoa. Just let him run. Let him run. That's a good fish you got here now. That's it. We'll soon see what it is, because it'll probably come up.
Yeah.
seal. Yeah, it'd be obvious if it was a tope because you'd have tope marks on it.
Yeah.
Because we are in a,
Because there's not much
you can't see any.
scarring on it.
Well, around there. there is.
I knew that wasn't a fish. The
No,
way
no.
because I was reeling it in easy, and then it just wasn't easy.
Yeah. And even though we didn't see a seal just then, Lloyd had obviously hooked that 2 pound pollock and only about 15-20 feet out. Obviously a seal took it. I wasn't sure, it could have been, I thought maybe, was it a bass, maybe was it a tope? There's no teeth marks on the fish. We still haven't seen the seal, but we're not very far away from seals, so that's probably what happened there. Exciting stuff though. Oh, that's a better fish. Yeah, it's a wrasse, I think. No, pollock. Slightly better. No, just probably keep the one. We've got a mackie and a pollock. I won't worry too much about them, Lloyd. Just like, what's that? Maybe they do. There is an argument for that. You get it back, Lloyd. I thought that last pollock was a wrasse. And look at that, I've got a wrasse. Nah, I'll get him now. Okay, first wrasse of the day. Had lots of these in the past 12 months fishing with soft plastics. You want to be really, really careful with the wrasse. Especially in this situation, I find if you drop them because they wriggle and they've got spines, then there's a good chance they won't go back. So you've got to be very, very careful about not dropping them.
Monster.
Lloyd's into another fish here. We've been getting bites nearly every cast on this mark. Nothing crazy big size-wise, but lots of action, which is good. Especially if you're taking newbies out, people who haven't done much lure fishing. It's important to get them catching. Here's another one. On the jig again. Is he? Well done, mate. So as you can probably see from this mark, we're just surrounded by really, really slippery weed above the intertidal zone, which makes some marks really, really dangerous. If you can get down onto low tide, it makes such a difference down there on the barnacles. It's a really, really important point to remember, because if you haven't got good footwear, you're going to find it very, very difficult on some of these marks. But when you book a trip with me, I'd like to find out as much information about you as possible before I make decisions on where we go. So I like to find out stats about your physicality and your fitness and any medical issues that I need to know about before we go. And then I can just tailor the trips to your needs then. For example, I won't be taking anybody with a dodgy heart problem on 3 to 4 mile walks going up and down the cliffs multiple times. You could choose a much more suitable venue. And it's the same when I'm kayak guiding. I don't take people to crazy places if I don't think they're going to be up for it. And as a result, it means I can take out beginners, I can take out experienced people, and anything in the middle of those two as well. So yeah, we've got some quite crazy marks, quite dangerous marks, and then some much easier marks for folks. Was that out at distance, Lloyd?
Yeah.
It's a better fish, isn't it? Slightly better one, Lloyd. So yeah, we've just had another hour now at mark number 2. Just going to have our last few casts now before we pack up and head on to another mark. It's actually been really good here at this mark. Nothing crazy in terms of the size of the fish, but we've had lots of fish. 2 species, Ballon wrasse and a pollock. Just keep trying and keep covering lots of new ground. That's the way to keep persevering, and eventually you will come across a nicer fish, which is what we're trying to do. So on to the next mark. Okay, we're on a new mark now and we're into fish already. We're fishing into a bit of tide here now off St David's Head off the front. Fishing into about 80 foot of water at about 100 yards. I just sent my slow jig out about 80 yards. I've just been hit by something. I reckon it's a wrasse. I might be wrong, it might just be a pollock. He's digging down though. No, it is a pollock. It's a pollock. Oh no, it's not, it's a bass. We got a bass. Nice bass. Nice little schoolie on the slow jig. Taken right down deep. Hooked really nicely in the jaws. He's a bit too small to keep, so we're going to put him back. Another one. Pollock, I reckon. He hit me quite down deep. It's always a risk when you're fishing with any lures, really, when you send your lure out and a fish takes it quite close to the seabed. Obviously, he hasn't got far to go if he wants to take you into a snag. And if you get a good fish, which there is a chance of that around here, the closer he takes it to the seabed, the more chance you have got of losing him. But that's fishing. So what we got here? Gotta be a pollock. Or is it another bass?
It's another bass, I'm gonna have a go.
I think it's another bass.
Yeah, it's another bass.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, it is, yeah. That's a bass. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, schoolie. There's obviously a shoaler bass out there, boys.
Yeah.
Slightly smaller one. Beautiful though, look at him. Lush. And another hit then.
Oh no.
Pollock, is it? Hey.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so I've been a kayak fishing guide now for about 3 years. Just finished my 3rd season, going into season number 4. For the most of it, it's been really quite successful. Lots of bookings. We're in a part of the world where there's lots of fish, different shaped coastlines to be able to get out. Really, really enjoy it. Obviously this time of the year, kayaking, a bit dangerous, so I do a lot of shore guiding. But essentially, I take out people, a wide variety of abilities, from very able people, quite adventurous experience, to people who actually have a disability, whether it's anxiety or some sort of mental health issue or some sort of physical disability. We can basically accommodate people like that. I've got different kayaks for different needs. Got a set of pedal kayaks, which are really, really good for getting places really, really quickly. But then I've got larger kayaks, more stable ones with a motor. This enables people who've got any sort of disability to be able to actually get out on the water and really, really enjoy their fishing, because I find for a lot of people who've got a disability, they're actually quite limited on where they can go. They're really sort of limited to places where they can just fish out of the car and stuff. But once you can get people on a kayak, it's just amazing. Yeah, sure. Well, just as we've been finding out the last few casts, we've been getting a fish a cast here, and I hooked in again. Again, it's nothing absolutely monstrous, but probably just a little pollock, I reckon. We've had 3 bass and a pollock in about 6 casts here in the last 10-15 minutes. So we'll have a look now and see what comes up. But there's pretty much fish hitting us on every drop at the minute, which is great. This is what you want. This is what makes fishing enjoyable, especially for people who haven't really done much fishing before. Really important to get lots of action. Keep it fun. Little pollock. So part of what we do at Catch and Cook is very often got cooking equipment. I've been a chef for about 14-15 years now. Ran a mobile takeaway specialising in Pan-Asian food. Obviously something a little bit different now, smashing up barbecues on the rocks with fish we just caught. But when you book, you've got the option of adding this on. Tell me what you like to eat and I can basically create what you want. So yeah, just in the final stages of this cook up now. Just doing some Cajun potatoes. Great way to cook spuds on the barbecue. Just smash them in some foil and stick them on the barbecue as you light them, and by the time everything's all ready to cook, your spuds are done. Easy way to do it. Just got some tender stem broccoli, and then got a few fish fillets here ready to knock up. Yeah. So I think we've had a really good day today, lads. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves.
Brilliant.
We've done a few marks. We've had quite a lot of action today, and I mean, it's January. It just goes to show you don't really have to go anywhere too far afield to get some good fishing, even in the winter time. But it's all about picking and choosing your moments with low conditions, low wind forecast, low swell conditions. You can get some amazing places. You've got to really get dialed in with the forecasts. So yeah, if you like what you've seen today, guys, hit my website up, which is catchandcook.co.uk. Got a fish on just as we close up here as well. Check out my Instagram page, Catch and Cook Kayak Fishing. Get in touch on the Facebook page. My number's on there. You can plan a trip, like literally according to your needs. It doesn't have to be lure fishing. We can be doing some bait fishing, some much easier sort of stuff. We can go and do some absolutely crazy stuff on the kayak, tailored all to you. So yeah, get in touch, guys.
Discover fishing in Wales.